What's going on, y'all? It's your boy. We back with another episode, man. Today I got a good one for you. This episode is how to start investing. All right, this is for all my peoples out there that trying to get into investing. This is for all my peoples out there that's trying to get into investing. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. Today I'm gonna give you the ins and outs of all of that. Appreciate you tuning in, watching from YouTube. We on Kick, we're on Twitch, and we on Rumble right now. So definitely appreciate y'all watching, tuning in. Make sure y'all tuned in for the next episodes and all that good stuff. All right, but without further ado, we're gonna get into this topic: how to start investing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this episode is gonna be all about that. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channels so you don't miss a live stream show. Make sure you tap into the Black Dollar Show movement, the Black Dollar Movement Show podcast, man. Make sure you go and cop that on all the platforms where there's podcasts, wherever you listen to. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on all the podcast platforms. So if you're trying to learn how to invest, if you're trying to learn more about finance, more about investing, more about just entrepreneurship all around, you should definitely tap into the podcast on all the platforms. All right. Make sure you follow me on all social media. Yeah, definitely helps the channel. Like, subscribe, drop a comment on what other topics you think I should cover. All right, let's just get into it. So, with today's topic being how to start investing, we're gonna get into this word of the day. All right, and now with this word of the day, this is gonna circle back to the main topic of how to invest and what to invest in. All right, so real quick, a bond. The word of the day is B. Bonds. I like to go through the alphabet. Last episode we did asset for A, but with this one we're gonna go with B, and the word of the day is bond. All right. So for all of y'all that don't know, a bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower, typically corporate or governmental. All right, so basically, a bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by investors. So bonds can go from a year. I mean, I've seen ones that are like 6 months to a year, 5 years, 10 years, so on and so forth. But a bond is basically loan money that you loan out to someone, and then for a fixed rate, and then after that time is up, then you get your money back with interest. So that's basically what a bond is. So you got I bonds. There's different types of bonds that they have out there. I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head, but bonds is definitely a good way to invest some money if you got some money laying around. And rule of thumb for investing is try not to invest money that you need right now. So if you got some extra money that you're trying to make work for you and get some passive income, bonds is definitely a good way to go with that. So with with government bonds, I like government bonds because it's the government, and the government ain't going nowhere, and um, the government is going to pay you back the money that you loan uh, to the government. So if you want to loan out some money, the government is a good place to start with governmental bonds. And then you got corporate bonds. So it's basically like the same thing. So corporate bonds can be like from like a business, and then you loan some money out to the business, whatever company it is, and then after 6 months to a year to 5 years, or whatever, how long the term is for that bond, you'll be able to get that money back tenfold with interest. So it's definitely a good way to invest. If you're looking for a way to get into investing, definitely look more into I bonds. So yeah, I'm invested in I bonds and a couple of other different bonds, and then you got like stuff like T bills and stuff. But that's a whole nother conversation for a different episode. But yeah, definitely look into bonds. It's a good investment if you're trying to park your money into something passive, and just kind of not think about it, and then wait for that money to roll back in with some interest. Definitely a good investment. So yeah, that is the word of the day. B, I bonds. So not I bonds, but if me personally, you should get into I bonds. If you want to, that's a good place to start. That's where I started at with I bonds, and park your money in there. All right. So let's break down the topic of this episode. So this episode is about how to start investing. A lot of people don't know where to start. A lot of people don't know where to begin with their investing journey. So with me, I thought you needed to have a lot of money, and that's a common misconception about investing, is that you need a lot of money to invest. That's not true. You can start with pennies. You can start out with a couple of dollars. It's just about what your goal is, and the different routes you can take to start investing. So, like I mentioned before, you got bonds, you got cash. Now, pay attention on this chart. You can basically see that right here we got high risk, we got low risk, and then it goes all the way up to like high risk. So as we go up, the different options for investing, it'll take a little bit more risk. It's more risk that comes to it. But if y'all ever heard of high risk, high reward type thing, the more riskier it is, the more reward that you're expecting to get out of it. So just keep that in mind. All right, so on the lowest end of it, you got cash, which is that's like the cash that you got. It's more liquid, but it's not. You can invest in more cash. There's different options for that, but if you just have cash on you, that's like the lowest risk. So you paying cash for something that's not really risky, because you're just paying with cash, and that's like a one-off type thing. There's no strings attached to it. There's no longevity with it. It's just cash. You pay it, you own it, whatever, and then it's kind of done at that. So there's really no risk with cash. But they say cash is king. So then you got bonds. Bonds is like the next level up. Like I mentioned before, bonds is basically a loan that you give to a business entity, corporate, or you loan out to like the government, and then you get the money back with a percentage on the money. And then you got mutual funds, and with mutual funds, basically it's a group of companies. Like you got mutual funds, you got index funds, it's different type of funds, and basically you invest into like a group of them, and basically you can get your money back on that as well. ETFs is kind of the same thing, but slightly different. And then you got stocks, which are like individual companies um, that you basically invest in. So you got your Microsoft, you got your Apple, you got your Google. Those are like individual stocks, because it's like one company versus like an ETF, which is like a group of companies, but you're investing into like one pot with a bunch of different companies. So think of it. I like to look at ETFs as like a table. So the table with four legs on it. The table is, the top. The top. You got your top part, and then you got the companies within the ETF as the legs. So four legs hold up the table better. That's why I like investing in ETFs. I do have some individual stocks that I have in my portfolio, but I'm also looking to get into more ETFs as my investment journey goes further. But yeah, definitely look into ETFs. ETFs is a good way to start. Bonds is a good way to start. With ETFs, the other thing you want to think about is, the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. With ETFs, you kind of put your eggs into like multiple baskets at the same time. So basically, you put one egg into like multiple baskets, if that makes sense. So you're not putting all your eggs into one basket. You're putting your eggs into like, spread out, putting it each one to each basket. But that's how I look at ETF. So yeah, on this risk ladder, you'll basically see you got cash, you got bonds, then you got mutual funds, ETFs. I would mix it up though. I would mix it. Me just giving my opinion. If you want to have a nice little mix in your portfolio, you should have bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. Individual stocks is fine, but if you want to, you know, kind of increase your chances, because think of it like this: if one of the companies fail as an individual stock, then that whole stock kind of like, goes under. Versus you investing into like an ETF and it's multiple companies, even if one fails out of the multiple different companies that you have in that ETF stock will still do good. It won't, go belly up completely. So to always think of the table method. You got the table won't fall if you got more than one leg. With it being one leg, you more than likely to have a chance for it to fall, go under, stuff like that. But yeah, all right. So this is just a quick little breakdown of where you can start investing, how you can start investing. Just look into, do your own research. I encourage all my followers and viewers to basically look into the different investing options, and then from there you figure out the route you want to take, which one is more comfortable for you, which one suits your goals, fits your goals, and then you just kind of like dive into that. That's how I got into it. That's how I learned more about bonds. I heard about bonds, and then I looked and did my own research and figured out what types of bonds there are, what bonds, pique my interest the most, based off of my investing goal. And then from there, that's why I just made the decision to go with, bonds, and then ETF, same thing, mutual funds, same thing. So yeah, definitely look into that. All right. All right, so this segment is called Scam or Legit. So basically, we talk about based off of the topic with investing. Do you feel as though investing is an overall scam, or do you feel like it's, legit overall? I want to know y'all opinions. Leave your opinions in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think. Is investing a scam, or is investing legit? Like, let me know your experiences with investing. I know a lot of people are skeptical about investing. People think it's like gambling, where you put your money into something. Now, granted, investing is a risk in everything. So there is a risk into investing. You can invest your money and then you lose some money, but the overall purpose of investing is to try to make your money work for you. There's different options for passive income, but I feel like the ultimate passive income is investing your money and making your money work for you. So that's kind of my thing with that. But let me know what you guys think. Do you feel like scam? Do you think investing is somewhat of a scam? Do you feel like it's legit? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your experiences with investing. I just want to know from y'all perspective, and you know, just give me that your POV in the comment section below, man. Let me know what y'all think about that. All right, so with this segment, I just want to talk a little bit about NordVPN. If you're a person that wants to protect your privacy online and you want to be able to be online and be safe with your internet connection and your data and all that stuff, I definitely recommend you sign up with NordVPN. If you want, you can go ahead and check them out. Use the link up top and check them out. Yes, I do get a commission, just giving that disclaimer. But definitely, if you want to look into getting into being protected online with your connection and your data, NordVPN is one of the best things that you can get into and start using. That's what I use when I'm on the internet, and it's all about protecting yourself, whether you're on the internet or whether you're out in the real world. Definitely protect yourself all the way. So definitely use the link up top, and yeah, it definitely helped me out and definitely support the channel and check out NordVPN. All right. All right, so this next segment is called Rich Mind versus Broke Mind. All right. So basically in this segment we talk about, based off of the topic, we talk about the what the rich mind does in this concept, or and what the broke mind will do, and we kind of compare the two to kind of break down the different things that goes on with what the wealthy people do and what people that are not so good with finances kind of do, and we kind of just dissect the habits of both. So based off of the topic, investing, the rich mindset. Now, the rich mindset will look at investing as one of the tools to create wealth and to maintain it. A lot of wealthy people, you know, it's a lot of different people out there that do investing, whether it's stocks, whether it's bonds, whether it's real estate, you know, whether it's tools, so there's different financial tools out there. Uh, Investing is very vast, but the whole concept of investing is to be able to make your money work for you. There's a saying that make your money work for you, make money in your sleep. So if you go to sleep, you're still making money. Versus you, the only way that you make money is by getting up and working every day. You kind of want your money to work for you, regardless if you're working or not. So, with the rich mind is that investing is a tool to help create wealth. All right, and then you got the broke mind. Now, a little bit earlier, we talked about scam or legit. So a lot of people with a broke mindset might consider investing a scam. I've heard a lot of people say that investing is a scam, is like betting. But those same people would rather bet on a game, on a basketball game or a football game, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's your money, do what you do. But a lot of people would um, rather bet place a bet, place a parlay versus investing in a company. Maybe the company that owns the sports book, or the company that owns the team or whatever. But that would be my mindset. If I'm gonna bet, if I'm gonna place a parlay, I'm gonna at least try to match whatever I put down for the bet into invest in the company that's involved with the bet. That's just my mindset. But the broke mindset would be to consider investing as a scam and not invest at all. That's just my opinion on the broke mindset, is to not participate in investing and just blow your money and just have your money kind of like just sit in the same spot, or um, not invest in an asset that's gonna bring back a return on your money. So that's the rich mind versus the broke mind when it comes to investing. And for me personally, I feel like everybody should look into some way to invest. Like I said, there's different options out there for you to start investing, whether that's investing in stocks, investing in bonds, investing in real estate, or the ultimate investment I feel like a lot of people don't know about is investing in yourself. A lot of people don't think about investing in yourself, whether that's education, whether that's health. Health is wealth, because without health, you don't have anything, you can't do nothing. But ultimately, I feel as though that if you try to invest in yourself in some form or fashion, you can't go wrong. So, and I feel like that's the best outcome that you can get when it comes to that. But yeah, definitely look into however you want to do it, get started. You can even start small. Like I said, the common misconception is that you can't start small. You need a lot of money to invest. And that's just simply not true. I feel as though once you figure out your goal and once you figure out your comfortability on which route you want to take, then it's very simple after that. Not simple, but you have a clear cut idea on how you want to go about doing things and how you want to start your investment journey. But yeah, definitely look into that. So yeah, that's the rich mind versus broke mind segment. All right, so I want to ask the public now. Usually I go on live and I ask random people how do they feel about based off of the topic. So I would go online and just basically ask people how do you feel about investing. What are your thoughts, and I just kind of get a consensus like that. But I didn't have anything set up. I usually go online and just ask random people that question. But I want to ask you, I want to ask the viewers that are tuned in live right now, and I want to ask people that are watching this, well, based off of whatever platform you're watching this from, what do you think? What are your thoughts on investing as a whole? Do you feel like you don't do enough when it comes to investing? Do you invest? Are you looking to invest? Are you scared? Let me know your comments and concerns. Like, just let me know like what you think about the topic in general. I want to know what you think about investing. Do you invest? What things do you invest in? How long have you been investing? All that good stuff. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I definitely want to know about that. So, all right. So this segment is called Side Hustle Spotlight. And in this segment, we basically talk about the different side hustles that's out there for people that's looking to make a little bit of extra money or start a business or just looking to get some more money in their pocket. So this spotlight, we're going to be talking about YouTube and just the many possibilities of you investing and starting a business with YouTube. So when it comes to side hustles, there's many different ways that you can make a dollar. And when it comes to YouTube, there's many different ways that you can make money with YouTube. So just a couple of examples would be ads. So adverts, if you run ads on a YouTube channel, you can make some lucrative money with that. Then you got merchandise, which you can, start up a t-shirt business or, just different things that are branded for your YouTube channel. You can have that, and that can be very lucrative as well. I've seen people sell shirts, mugs, stickers, keychains. They based it all on their YouTube channel, and their YouTube channel helped, expand it and grow it and things like that. But you can definitely make money with merchandise. All right, then you got fan funding. All right, so basically you got fans, that are watching your content, subscribe to your channel, and they basically support your content by funding it through your channel, and that's another good way to be able to make some good money with your channel and things like that. Um, I've seen fan funding in different various situations where they can support an idea, support your channel, they can support a project. So fan funding is really good if you want to get into that. Then you got become an influencer. Now I feel like this goes hand in hand into just becoming a YouTuber and making content, because once people watch your videos, you can run ads on them, you can offer them merch, and then you can get fan funding. So I feel like all those kind of fall into just becoming an influencer. And then once you become an influencer, people will trust you. You kind of build up an authority, and that also can bring in some lucrative opportunities for you as well when it comes to being an influencer. So then you can license media, and with licensing media, you can basically license your content to companies and different outlets that'll want to pay you for your content. So I made a short film and I got it licensed on a couple of different streaming platforms. So basically, you can create a body of work, or you even just use your content, and there's people and companies that'll pay you for licensing your content. So basically, like renting, it's like renting out your content, and then that's like a reoccurring income per month, or however long the duration is. For you to be getting money for that is pretty lucrative. So it could be anything, like you can license music, you can license video content, you can license a film. It's different things that you can do for that. So definitely look into licensing your media, whatever that is, whatever you create. And then you can channel membership. So on YouTube specifically, they have it to where you can start a membership and people will sign up for the membership and they can make money. You can make money with people signing up and uh, joining your membership, and that'll be pretty lucrative. So just think about however many subscribers you have. Let's say you had 20 or 200 subscribers, and you started a membership program where you were giving out exclusive content or just having something special for your subscribers for the membership. You can definitely make some good money with that. And just think about 200 people subscribe to your membership channel on whatever you're offering. That's 200 people paying you a month for your membership. So just look at it like that. It's always if you break it down into numbers, let's say if you had like a Patreon, you can start a Patreon and you get like 50 people to subscribe to your Patreon a month, and let's say 50 people and your membership costs like $10. If you do the math, that's a good 500 people reoccurring a month that's paying you a month for your membership. So definitely look into that. Definitely look into different things that you can offer your members, exclusive things that you can offer your members. So that's why you make it good for them. Value filled incentives. That's how I look at it. Value filled incentives that you can offer your members a month. Um, Perks, all that good stuff that people look forward to when they join a membership. Is definitely good for people that want to make some extra income, and it definitely can be lucrative. So definitely look into channel memberships. All right. So yeah, those are a few ways that you can make money with YouTube. Now, when it comes to the different ways that you can make money outside of YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can do this outside of YouTube too, but with YouTube, it actually helps for you to do it within YouTube because YouTube is like a search engine, and when you make videos, people will search those videos, and then that's how you get discovered, and then that's how you can turn viewers into subscribers, and then subscribers into you know, basically customers. So when it comes to that, you can basically have your customer base, growing. And when it comes to YouTube, with the viewership, you can get ads with your followers and subscribers. You can sell merch and get your subscribers to, support you in whatever project you're trying to do. You know, as you do YouTube, you already became an influencer, and then you can use that content that you make and license it out. People will pay you for that. Then, you know, channel memberships, stuff like that. So definitely look into that. It's definitely a good way to basically branch out and make. I feel like this is a good way to create multiple streams of income based off of just one kind of avenue. With YouTube, you can do like this. I know this is just six, but you can do like 10 different things, 10 different ways for you to make money with YouTube. So yeah, I would definitely recommend if you want to start a side hustle. And the best part about it, in my opinion, with starting a YouTube channel is that excuse me, there's really no upfront cost. Like if you want to be on, if I'm going to be honest with y'all, there's really no upfront cost to you starting a YouTube channel. You starting a YouTube channel is free, and yeah, you can make your channel art in Canva. You know, get that going, and then make some videos. If you got a phone, if you got a laptop, you already in a good position to just start making videos. And yeah, I feel like YouTube, and if you look it up, YouTube is a legit job. Like it's a legit job. You can start an LLC. You can get a W-9, W-2, or is it a 1099? But yeah, you can get it's considered a real job. I also think you can get like a NAICS code for that. There's a NAICS code for YouTubing. So yeah, it's not like how it was 10, 15 years ago. It YouTube is a legit job. I know we're mentioning it as a side hustle, but to be honest, YouTube is a legit job. It's a lot of money um, into it. But yeah, definitely look into that. If you want to start a side hustle, start with YouTube, and then YouTube can definitely open up doors for you. All right. All right. So if you are a person that is, sending money internationally, um, if you like transparent transfers, you definitely need to sign up with Wise. Wise is one of the best companies to use if you're a person that travels, if you're an avid traveler, if you like to send money to different places and receive money, and you just like the fast, transparent transfers and stuff, you definitely need to sign up with Wise. Go ahead and use my link. Like I said, it definitely helps out. I do get a commission, full disclaimer, helps out the channel, helps me make more content. I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, go ahead and check out Wise if you want fast transfers, transparent transfers internationally. If you're a person that's on the go, traveling all the time, definitely look into using Wise. It's definitely a good company. That's what I use when I'm traveling and I want to make some money transfers and receive. You know, Wise is definitely what I use. So definitely check them out. All right, recap. So in this segment, I just like to recap and um, go over everything that we kind of went through in this episode on this live, and I just like to go into what everything that we kind of went over. So when it comes to investing, one of the main things that I feel like people should understand is that you can start off small, but the important thing is that you start today. The best thing that you can do for yourself is to invest and make your money work for you. It's definitely a stepping stone to creating wealth, and if you want to be like the rich, you should do like the rich, and the rich definitely invest in vast majority of different things. With investing, you can go far. You can make your money go far without you having to work as hard. That's how I look at investing: is you making your money work for you, and you can. Oh man, with investing, its possibilities are endless. Like I said, you can invest in stocks, bonds, real estate, education, health. You can invest into a lot of things. So um, definitely get into the mindset of passive income. And if you want to try to make your money work for you, I mean, who doesn't want to make money while they in their sleep? You know, that's how I look into that with investing. You definitely want to, you know, multiply your money, make your money work for you, and just ultimately uh, give it a good chance for your money to, go further. I feel like that's like the main goal is just to, double, triple your money without you having to work as hard as you did. Oh man. All right. Yeah, it's starting to set in for real. But yeah, ultimately, I feel like with investing, you should definitely look into the different options that's available out there. You don't have to start with a lot of money. I started with a couple of dollars and I built up a $2,000 investment portfolio with stocks. And that's just one of the accounts that I have. We're going to talk about brokerage accounts on another episode and dive deeper into that. The ones that I recommend. I also made a video talking about the four best brokerage accounts. Make sure you check that out on my channel. Um, yeah, so just to recap, basically go and invest today. If you're not investing today, figure out what it is that you want to invest in, figure out how much it is. If you have that, go ahead, go ahead and invest today. The best thing you can do is invest today, and there's a lot of different options out there. So try to make that money work for you. Get into the habit of passive income. With passive income, the possibilities are endless, and you can definitely go far with that. So yeah, it's definitely one of the best things that you can do for yourself. But yeah, all right, wrapping things up. Uh, the next episode, let me know what y'all want me to talk about in the next episode. I got a slew of different topics coming up. I got topics about other investment opportunities. Um, Definitely gonna bring up that segment on, me going and asking people online about the topic, just getting a broad uh, opinions on the topic. But I want to get my viewers and get my people that are watching the content. I want to get y'all involved, and y'all let me know what topics y'all want me to go over. You know, what different investment opportunities. And I'm also thinking about starting to interview people. I want to interview different business owners, different entrepreneurs, and just have them come on the show and, kind of get like a one on one feel with interviewing people and just picking their brains and, you know, getting a full view on the topic. But yeah, definitely let me know what y'all think about this episode. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the live. Definitely gonna have some more live streams coming up and just kind of touching, based off of the topics that we have. I kind of want to go a little bit deeper than the surface. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. What episodes, what topics I should do for the next episodes, and what I should, dive deeper into. There's a slew of different things out there that we can get into when it comes to investing, finance, and entrepreneurship. I definitely want to bring more awareness to the different aspects of finance because a lot of these things that I came across, I had to learn myself, and I heard about somebody talking about it, and somebody just explained, with me doing more research, people, explain more about it, and then once I get the knowledge of it, I like to share it. I'm also applying it myself. That's how I came up on investing in stocks because I didn't know what stocks was until I heard somebody talking about it. And then I'm thinking, that common misconception that you need a lot of money to invest, which is not true at all. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing more episodes where we kind of do like a deep dive on like a topic and, kind of bring awareness, each one teach one. One of the main things for me is as I learn, I also do, put it into action and then share it, amongst the masses. So that's why I encourage you to tune in, subscribe, like, share. You see it at the bottom. Follow me on all platforms. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you sharing the content. Make sure you comment and let me know which episodes you want next, what topics you want me to cover, which I want me to get into. Let me know, because we're gonna be putting out more content. We're gonna be covering more topics, and like I said, definitely gonna be having more people on the show. If you want to be on the show, hit my DM, message me, even comment below and say, I want to be on the show. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, I want to talk to you. So shout out to all the entrepreneurs and business owners out there that's doing their thing. I definitely want to get you on the show, share your story, share your journey, talk about your business. And if you're that person, definitely hit me up, definitely subscribe, definitely tune in because we got more content coming on the way. And yeah, so just be on the lookout for that. Let me know what y'all think about the show. Also, let me know what I need to work on. As I pump out more episodes, the better I'll get. You know, putting these shows together and these episodes. So definitely look into that. Like I said, if you want to be on the show, hit me up. Let me know if you got a business, if you're an entrepreneur doing your thing. I'm interested in talking to you, and I hope you can get out of being on the show something. You can get something out of being on the show, and we can help each other. That's the main thing. So one of the things I want to touch on before this episode ends is the importance of knowledge, the importance of knowing about investing is very important because I'll tell you, being in grade school, they didn't really talk about investing at all. I think the only time I probably heard about investing was my economics teacher, and he talked about, a variety of different things when it came to finance. Um, Economics, he would talk about 401ks and investment portfolios and, different asset classes, things like that. But that was about it. I had the importance of just knowing these things early on is, very important. Uh, when it comes to school, they don't really teach you how to, be an entrepreneur or business mindset. They kind of just teach you, how to get a job, which is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like there's more to making a dollar than just, you know, clocking in and working for it versus, investing that same dollar and, you know, capitalizing off of compound interest. And that'll be another topic for another episode. We talk about compound interest and the power of compounding when it comes to investing. So, for all my peoples out there that are interested more in the concept and the topic of investing, definitely let me know what y'all think, what more y'all want to see, and just the overall basis of what y'all interested in. Because whatever y'all interested in, that's what I'm gonna be pumping out. Um, but yeah, when it comes to this episode, this episode is brought to you by NordVPN. This episode is also brought to you by Wise. Definitely go check them out. Use my links. Um, Definitely subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what else I want to see coming up. But yeah, with that being said, I think we're going to end it right here, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the live stream. Definitely going to be more lives coming up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow me, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. So until next time, I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.